eyes were the first place I felt safe. Now they look past me like I'm just part of the air. You still breathe the same way beside me, but it's colder when you exhale. I memorized the shape of your laughter. Now it's only a sound my chest can't make. I told myself love like this doesn't fade, but the truth is quieter than the way you used to say my name. Enchanted, you built a world inside my ribs, then walked away with a kiss. You touched me like you were saving me, but left me drowning in what was ours. And I can't unsee the way you looked at me right before you disappeared. I hear your voice in the places it shouldn't be, in rooms you never stepped inside. It's not the leaving that broke me, it's knowing you didn't notice the pieces you took. I still feel you in the small spaces between my heartbeat and the next. If love was enough, you'd still be here, but we both know it never was. Enchanted, you built a world inside my ribs, walked away with a key. You touched me like you were saving me, but left me drowning what was ours. I can't unsee the way you looked at me right before you disappeared. If I could hold the moment before you turned away, I'd live there forever, even if it can't kill me slow. Because losing you once is already too much. Enchanted, your name still feels like a spell. I say it just to feel you near. The magic burns when I remember you were never mine to keep. And I can't unsee the way you looked at me right before you disappeared. You didn't just leave, you took the place I called home. You looked at me like the night was yours, every shadow bent towards your light. I traced your name on the glass of my mind, afraid it would blur if I blinked too long. The air felt heavy with the things we didn't say, but your smile kept rewriting my fears. I should have known every fairy tale costs more than it gives. Still I held you like the ending could be changed by my grip. Enchanted, you had me believing that my heart was built to keep you breathing. But love like yours is a fragile spell. It blooms in fire then fades in alcohol. Now I'm standing where your hands let go, still tasting the magic, still cursed by the glow. Your voice was the way I remember breathing at it, but the sound of belonging. I tried to keep you in the lines of my skin, but you lived in a world that moved without me. You loved in fragments, in moments you could spare. I learned to read between the vanishing of you. I should've known no star stays where you wish it to burn. But I kept reaching till my fingers forgot the shape of my own hands. Enchanted, you had me believing that my heart was built to keep you breathing. But love like yours is a fragile spell. It blooms in fire and fades in the cold. Now I'm standing where your hands let go, still tasting the magic, still cursed by the glow. If I could tear the sky apart, I'd hide the dawn, keep you here in the dark, where the truth can't find us, and the world stays small enough for just your name. But the spell breaks, and you vanish like light on water. Enchanted, I'm still believing, even with nothing left to keep you breathing. I'm haunted by the warmth we held, the dream that begged to never grow old. And I'm standing where your hands let go, still tasting the magic, still tasting the magic, still cursed by the glow. You were never mine to hold, but I'll love you like the story was true. You touch my face like it might disappear, like you were memorizing the way my skin fits your hands. I felt your heartbeat in the space between every word you never said out loud. The room held us like it knew this wouldn't last, and I stayed still, afraid to wake the moment. Maybe I should've let you go when your eyes started looking past me, but I kept pretending that the cracks were only in the glass, were not in us. Enchanted, you turn my ribs in the glass, and I let you see straight through every fault line, every break, every bruise. I built my world around the way you smiled, but your love was a spell you never meant to keep. Now I'm stuck in the aftertaste of something too beautiful to survive. You love me like a song you didn't finish, fading out before the last note could fall. I try to keep you breathing in my arms, but you belong to a place I couldn't follow. And it hurt, not the leaving, but knowing you won't look back when you do. Ooh. Maybe I should've read the signs, let me stop saying my name like it mattered. But I kept believing that wanting you enough will make you stay. Enchanted, you turn my ribs into glass, and I let you see straight through every fault line, every break, every bruise. I built my world around the way you smile, but your love was a spell you never meant to keep. Now I'm stuck in the aftertaste of something too beautiful to survive. If I could freeze the air between us, I'd keep your shadow tangled with mine. I'd hold the light that dawn or give the truth beyond. I'll slip away, but like they were held in on and on and on. Enchanted, I'm still breathing in your was tracing the shape you left behind. Every breath feels borrowed now. I'm learning how to live without your light, but I'm still stuck in the aftertaste of something too beautiful to survive. You were my favorite illusion, and I'm still under the spell. You held me like I was the last flame in your night, but your fingers slipped before the warmth could settle in. I traced the way your eyes stopped searching for mine, a distance growing louder than words we never spoke. I kept waiting for a sign, a crack, a break, anything to tell me you still wanted to stay. Enchanted, and I fell into a story only you could write. A fragile world spun just to fall apart in your light. You left me with pieces I don't know how to put back, a hollow space where your voice still haunts the past. We were close enough to touch, but miles apart inside. I held on to moments that slipped right through my hands. You moved like a ghost between love and goodbye, and I was too caught in the shimmer to see the end. I told myself love would stay if I held on tight. Some hearts wander off no matter how you try. Enchanted, I fell into a story only you could write. A fragile world spun just to fall apart in your light. You left me with pieces I don't know how to put back, a hollow space where your voice still haunts the past. If I could pause the night before you walked away, I'd freeze the air around us and never let it change. But the dawn doesn't wait, and neither do you, leaving me tangled in a spell I can't undo. Enchanted, I fell into a story only you could write. A fragile world spun just to fall apart in your light. You left me with pieces I don't know how to put back, a hollow space where your voice still haunts the past. You didn't just leave, you vanished from the story I thought we left. You looked at me like I was worth knowing, like you found the place you've been searching for. But love like yours never stays still, it keeps moving, even when my hands begged it to stop. I try to hold the version of you that smiled at me, but your eyes were already somewhere else. I told myself if I could make you stay, if I gave enough of me away. Enchanted, you turn my ribs into a cathedral. taste the start. Now I'm standing in the space you hollowed out, living with the shape of your absence. You didn't break me in one clean blow. You slipped out in pieces, a laugh I didn't hear anymore. A touch then stopped reaching for my hand. I learned to pretend you were still mine, even when the truth was sitting between us. If I could rewrite the moment you looked away, I'd burn the page before you left. Enchanted, you turned my ribs into a cathedral, and left before the prayer was done. You made me believe I was the end that you wanted, but you only came to taste the start. Now I'm standing in a space you hollowed out, living with the shape of your absence. I still carry the air from our last night, the way it pressed heavy between our breasts. You didn't say goodbye, but your hands let go, gone long before your feet moved. Enchanted, I'm still inside the story you abandoned, chasing the parts where your name should be. If love was enough, you'd be here, but all I have is the way you left in me. And I'm standing in the space you hollowed out, living with the shape of your absence. Didn't just leave my world, took the sky I used to believe in. You had that way of looking at me, like I was the last safe place in the world. I didn't know you were already slipping, that your heart was halfway gone while your hand still held me. I kept memorizing the weight of your voice, not realizing it was fading. I thought I could keep you here by giving you pieces of me I couldn't get back. Enchanted, you made my chest feel endless, like there was room for both of us to live. You built a fire in my bones and left before it ever burned out. Now I'm here in the ruins, breathing in the smoke you left behind. You didn't walk away all at once. It was in the little ways, the words you stopped saying, the way you let my hand fall without reaching again. I pretended not to notice because losing you felt worse than lying to myself. If I could freeze the moment before your eyes changed, I'd stay there forever, even if it broke me. You made enchanted, you made my chest feel endless, like there was room for both of us to leave. You built a fire in my bones and left before it ever burned out. Now I'm here in the ruins, breathing in the smoke you left behind. There's a version of me still holding you, still believing your heartbeat meant the same thing as mine, but the truth is colder than I can stand. it's wearing your face. Enchanted, you turn love into something I can't touch without bleeding where you left your mark. You built a fire in my bones and left before it ever burned out. Now I'm here in the ruins, breathing in the smoke you left behind. You didn't just take your love, you took the part of me that believed in it. I still remember how you looked at me, like I was something real you didn't wanna lose. But maybe I was just the way you told yourself to get through the night, because the morning came and you were already fading. I kept waiting for a crack in your armor, a sign you wanted to stay, but it never came. Enchanted, I gave you all the pieces I didn't know I had, built you up in a world where you could stay, but you were slipping through my hands like smoke, and I'm left with nothing but the ghost of your touch. You spoke in fragments like you were afraid to say too much, and I learned to read between the spaces where you weren't. Held on to every moment you stayed a little longer, even though I felt you were already somewhere else. I wanted to believe love was enough, but sometimes it's just not the story we get to finish. Enchanted, I gave you all the pieces I didn't know I had, built you up in a world where you could stay, but you were slipping through my hands like smoke, and I'm left with nothing but the ghost of your touch. If I could go back, I'd hold you without asking, because the last time felt like I was losing you before you even left. You didn't say goodbye, you just vanished in the space between us. Enchanted, I'm still carrying the weight of what we never said, trying to breathe in a room where you're not. You were never mine to keep, but I'm still haunted by the shape of your leaving. You weren't just a chapter, you were the part of me I thought would never end.